Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new, very special, sexy episode of the ETKS podcast. That's everything in the kitchen sink. As usual, it's your girl Tosh, and I'm here with my lovely co-host,
Nasia.
Hey girl, and we have somebody beautiful, red chocolate melanin glistening here to
Yes.
join us on this very special Valentine's episode. We got a little expert for y'all today. We are introducing our great girlfriend, Junie, and we're just gonna let Junie tell you people a little bit about herself and what it is that she does. Go ahead, Junie.
Hi, everyone. Like Tasha said, my name is Junie, and I am a pure romance consultant. I have been a consultant for about 6 years. I love what I do. I love spreading love and education and empowering women about their sexual health. And I do in-home parties right now because of the Rona going on. I've been doing a lot of Zoom parties, which is fun as well. I just like, enjoy empowering women and getting them to be comfortable with their sexuality and their sexual health. So today I'm going to have a few little, tips and showing a little bit of toys that you can use with your partner or with yourself, because always good to give a little self-love.
Yes.
Yes.
We are all for self-love on this channel.
Yes. Yes.
So we took to our Instagram stories and we asked you guys to help us out with this episode. And you guys did not hold back at all. You really laid it all out. You gave us a bunch of great questions. And of course, we're going to keep you anonymous. And we are going to be answering all your questions right now. So the very first question is, I'm going to say out the gate, okay? The very first question is it considered a threesome if a woman has sex with two men, or is it considered a train?
Choo-choo.
That's a good question. That is not a train. Is considered a threesome.
What's a train? What's a train though? What's a train?
Train, I think that's a term that we grew up talking about, like multiple men, going on a woman all at once. Like I said, more than 4 or 5 men just going at it one after the other. That's like considered. If you have just 2 men or 2 women, but the question is about 2 men, that's a threesome because it's 3 of you guys. And it's consensual. You guys are having fun different ways. Either 3 participants at the same time or 2 at a time. But there's the 3 of you guys. That is considered a threesome. I know sometimes they're like, oh, threesome is more like 2 women and a guy. No, it's 2 men and a woman. That is a threesome.
I agree.
I agree.
Because a train got 8 cars, baby.
What'd you say, girl?
And a train got 8 cars, baby.
So
Girl.
8 or more. 8 or more. I mean, why? You notice that a lot of times it's always with the, people say that when it's a woman, but when it's a man, it's, and it's 2 women, it's always a threesome. Why is it, why is the discrepancy? We, everybody, if you like a threesome, then it's 3 people, isn't it? Unless you bring.
Because guys don't want us to have any fun.
Ain't that the truth?
That's how it was back in the day. And some countries always consider like it's the men that has the pleasure, but it's women too. There were some countries in Africa that were literally their circumcision was, removing the woman's clitoris so that they don't get the pleasure, because it's all about the men's pleasure. So back in the day, it was all about like men's pleasure, not much of the woman's pleasure. But, as time goes, it's all about us, baby. It's about us too. We both get that pleasure in, pleasing each other in sex.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, we're going to go into our next question. How would you ever introduce pegging to your significant other? I mean, I guess we got to break down what's pegging in the first place.
So pegging is when you want to go into the back door with your guy. That is a very touchy subject when it comes to men, because a lot of men is like, that's not them. They consider that as gay and they don't want any woman touching back there. There are so many, they don't even want you to like pinch their butt or slap their butt. They just feel like that's just gay. If your partner has ever hinted about pegging, then you can introduce that. If your partner has never spoken about that, talked about that, or even comfortable talking about that, or if he tried touching his butt or whatever, there's a difference. If you don't want to just say, hey, how about I do this in the back door for you? He's going to probably be like, where are you getting this from? Like, did I ever hint at you like I would want that? Some men are comfortable with their sexuality and they will be open to that. You have to know your partner. You have to know your guy. If your guy is comfortable with doing all those type of sexual acts, then maybe you can introduce that to him. But if he's more like the macho man, I'm not into that. Don't even go there. Don't even touch my butt. Don't even try to squeeze it or anything like that. I don't think that's something that you would want to introduce to him or even try to talk to him about. Because if he's a macho man and he's not about that, I don't think that's something you'd want to like, hey, why don't we do this? He was like, what are you talking about? I'm not gay. And, a lot of it's like, you wouldn't want to introduce that. But hey, if your guy is into that and he's okay with his sexuality and he's open to that type of, act, by all means, talk to him, sit down, have a conversation about it.
So should you like talk first, maybe out over dinner or something, or wherever, whatever you have your pillow talk conversation, just be like, ask him, even if he's macho, because some of these macho men be acting macho, and then the bedroom would be absolutely have a situation going on. So do you think maybe the person should talk to that person and say, hey, how would you feel about it? And then
Nasia said they should be like, baby, can you pass the salt? How do you feel about pegging?
Yeah. Guys, that's a man macho, and he might be into some things,
Yeah, that is true. Yes, talk to him. It's good to be open and talk to your partner about certain things. If you want to, introduce that to him, ask him like, hey, hun, have you ever thought about pegging? And he's going to be like, what is that? And explain to him what that is. Mm-hmm. If he's, willing to talk about it and he wants to try it, then that's fine. But just like, if you guys are in an act and then you'll be like, how about I do that? And he's going to look at you like, where is this coming from? Like,
do it over a glass of wine.
Conversation about that. I think that is like a better approach to it.
Yeah, I agree.
True.
All right. So moving right along. Yes. Talk about it. So our next question, it seems more advicey to me. I don't know if you ladies will think that. I didn't think it was a real sex question, but they asked us, so we're going to answer. And the question is, if you found out your boyfriend had a sexual relationship with other men, would you break up with him? I think that's more advice. It's not really a sex question.
Yeah, that is more advice. I wouldn't know how to approach that, because if he just had that one relation and he actually just told you like, hey, I've had relations with a man, are you okay with that? It's up to the woman to feel like, hey, am I okay with that? Or you have to talk to him like, was that a one-time thing? Or are you bisexual? Is this something that you would want to continue in the future? Or that was something that you experienced it, it wasn't for you, you're more into women. I wouldn't necessarily break up with the person if they're upfront about it and tell you about it. If it's something that you found out and he didn't tell you and he's like, well, that was something that I did and don't want to really talk about it, that's something alarming for me. I would be like, you know what? You don't want to talk about something to me that's important. Then what else that you wouldn't want to talk about? We're in a relationship. We should, discuss it,
Exactly.
I wouldn't necessarily just be like, okay, I'm gonna break up with him. Ask him like, what was that experience like? Or why did you want to experience that? If he's okay with talking to you about that experience.
Yeah, I don't care about none of that. I'm breaking up because you cheated. You cheated with a man, you cheated with a woman, you cheated. You cheated.
Well, was cheated? Or they slept back in the day with somebody.
But
she's saying, would you break up with him? Like it happened during their relationship.
That's I would break up.
Yeah.
That's a time.
I thought it was something that he did and then it just came up. He was like, I've done this before. If it was during, no, that's goodbye. Next.
Next caller, please.
I guess the question wasn't specific. It just said if you found out your boyfriend had a sexual. So y'all are onto something. Maybe it could have been in the past. I was just assuming it was during, but it could have been in the past. And then along the lines of what Junie's saying, if they were just sharing that they had an experience, everybody's a little bit curious about some things. So if they just wanted to, scratch their back or quench their curiosity, and they know that that's not the lane for them, then no, I wouldn't necessarily break up.
Yeah,
I mean, it all depends. If it's you, it's how you feel. Are you comfortable for the rest of your life, or however long the relationship
knowing that
lasts, knowing that your man slept with a man or one man or men back in the day? It's your cup of tea, sis. You want to do it?
True.
Don't rock with it. If it's bad, then bounce. I mean, you
bye.
True. So we have another question here, Junie. How much sex is too much sex? The people want to know. I guess maybe they kind of just left it like that. So I don't know what the background story is, but they want to know if they doing it too much. How much sex is too much sex?
That's hard, because too much sex for me, it might be a different definition for someone else. That's too much sex for them. Someone could like sex every single day, and for them that's not too much sex. Someone could have twice or 3 times a week, or twice a month, 3 times a month. It's up to you. I can't say that every day is too much sex if I like it every day. It's up to you, and see like how much is too much sex. You can't. It's up to the individual. To me, I can't say like, you know what, you can't have sex every single day. That's too much. That might not be too much for somebody else. You can have sex every day, but it's 5 minutes and you're done. Boom. Some people have sex for like an hour, 2-3 times a week. That's enough for them, or that's just too much. Like an hour every 3 times a week, that's too much, So it's up to the individual and how you feel that's too much. You can have it every day. If that's not too much for you, that's not too much. You can have it 2-3 times a month. It's up to the individual. Yeah. I can't say like having it every day or having it a few times a week is too much. It's all up to that individual if they feel like it's just too much, too little.
Yeah, absolutely. But maybe it's a sexual compatibility, if I'm saying the word right.
Yeah.
Compatibility.
Some people might love sex every day. Like my girl over here. Somebody might, I love it every day. And then other people, once a week. I mean, how do you deal with that in a relationship, Junie? Like, if we're not just sexually compatible, I probably want every day. And then he on some, twice a week is all right with me. I mean, do you do a compromise? I mean, what do I do?
Compromise. You have to have a compromise with that. Just say, what? If he's more or she, he's more like a 1 twice a week, and be like, let's just bump it up 1 more day, maybe 2 more days. Or like scale it down every, time you guys do it. Then it's like a balance. There'll be a balance of like you wanting it every day and he's wanting it like 2-3 times a week. Add an extra day. Or it doesn't have to be too much. It's like being sexual. You can have like an intimate day.
Of course,
And then, so switch it up so it won't feel too much for that person that doesn't want it multiple times a week.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Nasia had brought up a good point when we were going over questions before the show about physically, like it being wear and tear on your body physically. That may be an indicator that it's too much. If your vagina is being rubbed raw, Nasia, I don't know if we could say that. You have to edit that part out.
It wasn't my story.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't your story. We're saying that may be an indicator that it's too much.
Yeah, too much. It wasn't. I was saying, Junie, I was talking about a friend. She basically said it was too much. Like her coochie was starting to hurt. It was just becoming like too painful because they were doing it, I don't know, 5 times a day or some crap like that. She was saying. So in that instance, is it a point when it's too much? I guess the wear and tear on your body.
Yeah.
An indicator. Is she using lubrication throughout the time? Because some people don't realize that men's penis are porous.
Right.
So the condoms. So it's gonna suck up all of your moisture in your juices. So that's gonna make it dry. It's gonna cause the wear and tear in your vagina.
Mess up your pH balance, all of that.
pH balance. So I always recommend women using lubrication. Yes, women say, "Oh, I don't need it. I'm wet
enough." Yeah,
they got that wop.
Even if you are, Yeah, I heard you say I WAP. Even if you are, it helps with your vagina. If you haven't used any lubrication and the next day after you had sexual encounters, your vagina feels swollen, a little bit painful, you have that walk because your vagina went through some wearing and tear. If you use lubrication, the lubrication helps with the barrier in your vagina. So it helps prevent the tearing of your vagina. So you won't have that feeling the next day. So it feels like it's too much because there's different lubrications. There's silicone lubricants and there's the water-based lubricants.
Water-based, yeah.
Yeah. So the water-based is, mainly used with silicone toys or with condoms. The silicone based are more, if you're not going to use any condoms, you can use that. That's a barrier between you and your partner. So it's going to cause less tearing in your vagina and you won't feel too swollen and irritated the following day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're a makeup girl like me, you prime your face before you put on your makeup. Prime your vagina before you start having sex. Hit it with that lube and get you a buffer in between you and that skin of the penis.
Exactly. So it's important to use lubrication as well, so that you won't feel dry. You won't feel that tear in the vagina. So it's important. People say like, "Oh, I don't need it." You need it, more than you ever think. Lubrication is my best friend. It should be all of our friends.
Yes, girl.
I feel you.
Even if you got the WAP, you might need some lubrication, and then that's okay.
Exactly. All right. Moving right along. So our next question is for Miss Judy: is if my man likes his ass ate, does that make him gay?
It does not make him gay. Okay.
Agreed.
So, most men's G-spot is in their perineum. And that is the space between his scrotum and his anus. So that is near the butthole, your anus.
Yeah.
So you can touch there. And if he allows you to lick it there as you're giving fellatio, that's not gay. He wants his G-spot stimulated. So it's not being gay. I mean, men will think that, but in a way where he won't feel if he's asking for it to be licked while you're doing fellatio, don't feel bad. If you're okay with doing it, then do it. If you're not, talk to him and be like, babe, you gotta coach me into doing this because this is not something that I use. But if he wants you to just lick it there, especially when you're giving fellatio,
lick the gooch.
Lick it.
Lick the gooch. Lick the gooch.
In his reaction when you're doing it, you're gonna. Okay, all right. You like that? Let me find out. Let me continue to put my man. So
exactly. Yeah.
And the only thing people always
I like that. I agree.
Thing that will make you gay is if you're sleeping with men. Okay, this whole no matter whatever consenting adults do in the bedroom is all right with me. I don't care if he like his booty, he like the pegging, he like a whole bunch of
like a finger in the booty hole.
As long as he doing it with you, he ain't gay. Boom boom.
You don't have to broadcast what you guys do. No need to do that. You know what I mean? But it's okay if that's something that he likes and that's between you guys in the bedroom. That's where it stays.
Absolutely.
Speaking of pegging and the perineum, this is a toy. This is a strapless strap-on. So if your partner is into pegging, and this is usually for lesbian women as well, you can use this. This part is inserted into the woman's vagina.
Okay.
And this goes either into the anus or the other woman's vagina. This vibrates. This is silicone. High grade silicone. You can use this in the bath as well if you want to.
It's waterproof.
It's waterproof. Yes, it's waterproof. So this, if you want to introduce pegging and he's okay with that, you can use this because both of you guys are going to get stimulation with this toy.
Okay.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It looks good. It's something like that. Because sometimes people feel like products, they might be on the high end, the low end scale. How does it kind of work in the sex toy world? I guess you could say.
So it depends on the grade of the silicone. This is more high end because most of the toys all of the toys that we do have, most. We have a few that's battery operated. These are all USB charge.
Yeah.
No batteries. No more.
I prefer that because the battery operated, other than, I mean to cut you off, but other than looking for batteries, they get corroded after a while. The batteries, I prefer that USB charge, and they last a very, very long time. You don't have to plug them up. You can go in between charging.
Yes, you can. Like a lot of toys, the charge on it stays for a very long time. So these are USB charge, so you don't have to look for batteries in your remote control. It doesn't, bust and
the kids toys.
Oh, yeah, the kids toys, exactly.
Take them double A's out of that truck, girl.
Exactly. It's like, Mommy, what happened to where's the batteries? And then you'd be like, I don't know, child, but you don't even have to like go there and look for batteries. USB charge and you're good to go.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I have a toy from Judy that I got before I moved down here, so it was a while ago, and I haven't charged that thing yet, and it gets great use.
I'm happy, girl.
And I have not charged it yet.
Well, that's a good long-lasting toy, Junie.
Sure is.
They last longer than the battery operated one.
Mm-hmm. So true.
I always say go with the ones that are rechargeable. The silicone on it is really high grade, and like I said, worry about charging it, looking for batteries. No, it's charged. You're good to go. You can go round after round after round without charging it.
Is that what you're doing, Todd? Is that what you're doing? Round after.
So that's a tip for you, ladies and gentlemen, is get you toys that is USB charger friendly and stop taking out the batteries, out the remotes, and the kids' toys and grandma's pacemaker. Okay.
Not a grandma's pacemaker. Don't kill Granny for your own pleasure now.
Okay.
Hop on down to the Dollar Tree or something.
Okay. And the smoke detectors and the carbon monoxide detectors, get you a USB charger friendly toy.
Exactly.
Talking about toys, somebody wants to know, how do you introduce toys into the bedroom? How do you introduce them? Like, they doing a regular, but bring a little friend with them in the sense of a toy, of course.
Talk to him. Like, hey, have you ever tried toys? Because I'm into that and I want to introduce some things to you. And it doesn't have to be, some men can feel, they can feel
intimidated
because you're bringing in a toy. I would say bring in something small, something that's not like represents another penis, like a dildo. Bring in something that's like going to be enjoyable for the both of you guys. Like I would recommend C-rings, also known as cock. Say, hey, because you're essentially with the C-ring, you're turning his penis into a vibrator. You know what I mean? So, like that vibration, him and a vibration, let's, talk about it. Be like, let's try something new tonight. People are like, all right, let's try something new. And C-rings they come in different colors, sizes, like this one over here. This is what they look like. And sometimes they'll say, oh, I can't fit that. Yes, you can. Look at
it. Stretches.
Yeah.
A man's penis can fit through it. Make sure you use lubrication. I'm stressing this. Please use lube to slide this on his penis because it won't go on if you don't. And he's going to be mad and he's going to be like, don't bring any toys into this bedroom, okay? That for the porn stuff, leave that around. They're like, I'm not into it. But this one is called the perfect match. This is for you and your partner. So you just, be like, let's try this. Let's see if you like it. Bring stuff that will give you guys both pleasure. And some men will go for it. They'll be like, you got anything else? That toy was fun. Or one of my favorites is this remote control one. Give him the control. This is the remote control for this. This one looks like a little maxi pad right here. And this goes around any underwear. You see that? So you're going to put it in your underwear and you're going to give him the remote. And he's
I love toys like that because I'm into orgasm denial and things like that. So if he's controlling it and he's controlling when you come, it just heightens it when you finally do get to come.
Yes. So introduce things like this, like couples, like for toys that he feels like he has control. You know, has the control. He's seeing your reaction to every time you push that button, and he loves that. Sometimes they'll be up, let's get together. Like take it off, you know, let's get into the moment, because he's loving your reaction to him, you know, having the control over you. This is fun. This is a really fun toy.
Yeah.
That looks fun. I'm gonna have to get into that one. I like that.
And yeah, your birthday around the corner.
Oh, see, this one does the remote control. This goes into your vagina. This hits the G spot. Well, I know we're gonna talk about the G spot soon. So this is gonna hit the G spot. This is hitting your perineum, ladies. This right here on the clitoris, the vulva.
So we have multiple points of stimulation going on.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
This covers
all
of
I
this
like
is
that.
by effect. Yes. So, you know, introduce those type of things so that he feels like he is part of it too. Like he is control of it, because, you know, sometimes they feel like they need that control.
Okay, Junie. So we have our next question. Are all female orgasms the same? Breaking down the female orgasm or lack thereof.
All right. It's different. It's different for every woman. Some women, their orgasm is in the same position, same area, because some women have vaginal orgasms or clitoral orgasms or both. And I do get women that say they have never orgasmed. I'm like, do you know where your G spot is? Have you ever had an orgasm by yourself? And for me, you have to be vocal and talk to your partner. If you want the orgasm with your partner, talk to him. Be like, I like this position. I like it this way. I like it that way. That's where I feel, you know, the orgasm coming. So when I say vaginal orgasm, some women and some people don't know that your clitoris, it is wrapped around inside your vagina. It's not just, here's my little friend here. Say hello to her.
Hey, friend.
Coochie pillow.
Coochie pillow. So most people know this is the clitoral hood, and right here is the clitoral head. So it's the clitoral head that you mainly see. But your clitoris is inside and it wraps around your vagina. So when you first insert, and you can touch it, ladies, I know you guys can relate, your G-spot is about 3 to 3 inches from the entrance. So you can feel your G-spot. Some can be a little deeper, but you can feel your G-spot. So you have to explore your body to know what is your spot, you know? So with the orgasm, women are different. Some women, they don't feel a lot of sensation when it's in your G-spot inside. And some women, they like more of that clitoral stimulation, that rubbing of the clitoris to make them orgasm and come to their climax and that, you know, that high moment for them. So it's up to you to know which one is you. And if you want your partner to stimulate that area, let him know. Stimulate the, you know, clitoris while he's giving you fellatio. Rub on it. You can even use a toy. Like while he's giving you fellatio, you put the toy, like this one. This one is called Me First. You can put it on your finger, and it has the ridges there to stimulate inside in your G-spot. So you can use a toy as well, because some women like that extra vibration as well to stimulate that orgasmic feeling. So women, our orgasm, the way you feel it is different. And there's different positions too that gets you to that orgasm. And one of the positions that I like is called Queen of the Castle. That is when you're sitting upright and your partner is straight across, and you're pretty much riding him, right? And that is because you have control on how you want to position yourself. So that is one of the positions that you can, you know, kind of go with. so that you can get that orgasm that you want. Because you could position yourself on how you like it and move, and you can have like your clitoris rubbing
as you're grinding.
Grinding on him. So that's one of the positions that you can say, hey, that's where I can get that orgasm. Some women like it spooning, and that is another way that they would get that orgasm going. There are different positions that you can also, do to stimulate that orgasm.
Okay. All right.
So we know there's a multiple different factors. Some women have, childhood trauma, sexual trauma, mental blocking. Outside of those things, what about the woman who knows that she wants more, knows that she's missing that big O? Would it be the same tips as far as like, pleasuring yourself or like, talking to your partner? Are there any like tips and tricks? I know that there's certain like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like certain creams that can help you with like tingling and
there are creams. We have certain creams that do help the stimulation as well to help
like
that
warming up. Yeah.
There's the warming one. We have one that's called Sensation that warms up. We have one that's called Excitement that we just launched like about 2 weeks ago. So like a minty stimulating feeling on your clitoris. So when you put that, it gives you that cool effect. And we have the Sensation. That one is a warming effect. So it all depends on what your body likes and what you like. And then there's the one that's called the O. O is another one that stimulates the blood flow to the clitoris. That's going to help with that orgasm. And some of those creams you can put it on, and too, you put it on the shaft of his penis, and that helps draw the blood supply to that area to heighten the erection and your orgasm.
Okay, so you say you put it on the shaft of the penis. I got always taking notes. So put it on the shaft of the penis, and then what happens?
And you just rub on it. Either you can start intercourse, or you can rub on it as you're giving fellatio. So there's these creams have it as they're flavored, so you can use that when you're giving fellatio.
Oh,
yeah,
heighten that.
Yeah. Heightens it.
But what if so we have the women, like we just said, some about having or not having orgasms, and you said to try out all these things, but are there going to be a situation where they will never have an orgasm, or is just a point of getting to that orgasm?
That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure. I usually, if I have a woman that tells me that they've never had it, I always tell them try different positions, try the creams, and try different toys that would see, and explore your body by yourself too, so that you can know what you like and how you like it. Because if you don't explore yourself, you can't really explain to your partner what you like and how you like it, and where you need that stimulation from. Because you have to explore your body first and know it and be like, this is what I like. This is what my body is, where it feels most sensitive. And then you can move on with that part and be like, this is what I like. I think I'm going to get there I'm going to get that to that point,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's like a myth or like a misconception when it comes to using like vibrators and clitoral stimulation and things like that you can oversensitize like the nerve endings in your clit. And it's just like, you really can't.
No,
like you'd have to be
nerve endings.
You have to be electrocuting yourself. Like
exactly. You can't burn it. It's there. We have about 8,000 nerve endings in your clitoris. So you can't really burn that out. It's just, gotta know how to stimulate it and get it all excited.
Exactly. I love my body.
Yes.
Olivia said in the Cosby Show. Okay. And so we have a really juicy one here. Someone wants to know, do you have any tips and tricks for a good old fellatio?
Yes.
My favorite topic.
I always say try to use, I like the Sensation warming lubricant because it gives that extra warmth. You put a little bit, and it tastes good, so it's good for us. You know what I mean? So it tastes good for us. I don't want to taste your penis. I don't want to taste that. I want to have a little flavor while I'm giving you all this good stuff. And also add a bullet. add a bullet to it. So say you take me first, this one over here, right? So you have, can I show another toy that's a little bit explicit?
Go ahead, girl. Get to it, girl. It's all right.
Okay, so here's here's a little toy here. So this is his penis. So you're holding it. So you have a little vibrator, and then as you're going up and down, move this up and down so that he gets the vibration, and then you're doing what you gotta do. Or you can hold his penis and his scrotum and you put it there, right by his perineum, right there.
Okay.
And you stroke and do your thing, swirl your lips around, make sure there's no teeth, do all that nice, good stuff that you normally do. And ladies, if you have a gag reflex, because you're like, oh my God, I can't, go deeper, we do have a product called Great Head. It helps you with the deep throat.
What's it called?
Is it like numbing?
And yes, it has a little numbing effect to it. Yeah. So you don't want to swirl it on your tongue. You just want to take it, swallow it, rub it against the back of your throat. Go to town, baby.
But I think more so the question was like a woman she's not into it, and she, not because she wants to enhance it for him, she wants to make it more pleasurable for her. Like she's just not into giving head, and she wants to know, how does she get into it?
Make it taste good. That's the only way. That's one of the ways. Make it taste good, and think about something else. Think about you like a popsicle. Think about a lollipop. Like, ooh, that lollipop. Put a little bit of sensation. Put a little bit of something that tastes good. Put a little bit of whip. We have another lubricant that's called whip. Put a little bit of that, and it tastes like an ice cream cone, and you can go to town. Because sometimes, just think about something else while you're doing it. And think about how he reacts. Like me, I like it when my partner gives me that groan, and he's all like,
thank you.
Look at him, grab my head. That makes me feel like, I'm doing it.
Yes. And his head is rolling back in the eyes. He got that, ooh, baby.
That makes me excited.
I love it.
Okay, he likes
it. I love it.
All right. Yes. So, think about it in a way where
it's so empowering. Because you literally have them in the palm of your hands, literally. Yeah. That's when you ask for the Chanel bag. That's when you get your Birkin. That's when you get your Birkin. You're like, baby, you gonna give you that Birkin? That's when you get it.
Yep. That's when you coming out with the bags, huh, Tasha?
Girl.
Great tips, girl. Like I said, we all taking notes here. Hope y'all got your pen and paper.
Girl, and you can DM me. You can send me an email.
Yes, all her information will be down below.
Yes.
Yes. Junie Pure Romance. All right, so moving right along. I guess a lot of these questions are, women based, and a lot of women want to know how to explore their sexuality and be more confident. You in the bedroom. Like, what are your thoughts about tapping into your female sexuality? Like, not being satisfied in the bedroom. How do you cope and manage with, not everyone is outspoken as myself or Nasia, and how do you tap into that and become more confident to tell your partner, like, I want to use the bullet, I want pegging, I want tips outside of the bedroom that can help you tap into your sexuality.
Read books.
That's good. Read
books so that you can feel comfortable talking to your partners. This one here, I love Female Orgasm. It's a really good book. It has tips on, pleasing yourself, talking to your partner. It has positions in there, what type of positions you like. And the Woman's Book of Orgasm to another one. This one over here. Read the book so that you can familiarize yourself with different forms of orgasm, different forms of pleasure. And talk about pleasing, like talking to your partner, like what you like. You don't have to know. You can start a conversation with cards. We even have date night cards. Use that to see if that can break the.
Oh, I like that. That's cute.
Yes, I'm gonna show you it's date night cards. They have little tips that you can, little funny things that you can do with your partner, and that can be like an open door to talk about your partner on how you like it. And some men are open. They can tell when you feel uncomfortable and that you're into it, or you just feel like a little shied away. Some men that are in tune with themselves and like pay attention to their lady, they will ask you like, how do you feel? Like, how do you like it? They will ask you. And then just be, once they ask you that, be open right away. Just be like, hey, I like this. I don't like this. Can we try this? And when you have an open conversation with your partner, it's easy, especially when they come to you about it. Then it's like, oh, then he is, he wants to know how I feel. Like he's okay. He wants to know how I'm feeling, what I like. And he's okay with that. He's not selfish. He wants to please me, make sure I'm getting pleasure out of it as well.
And that would lead us to another thing that someone else wanted to know about too. It correlates where you could say women not being satisfied and managing coping. Suppose I'm with the dude, I love him to death, like that's my boo, and the bedroom is just not working. Maybe we've tried a lot of things and it just maybe not happening. I mean, is there just like some people are just not sexually compatible? Should this person kind of move on? Well, what should they do? Like it ain't working, but he's a great guy.
I mean, sex is a big part, I can say, in a relationship. I'm not gonna not a big part. It is. It really is. If you tried almost everything that you feel, maybe therapy, maybe something's blocking her or blocking him that is not allowing that experience to happen. And that can be it. You can just see like, maybe we need some therapy. Maybe something is blocking that connection that we should really have with each other, And I wouldn't say you want to leave that person per se. If sex is a big part for you in a relationship, it's not going to work, then yes, I would say then you have to move on. Because if that's a big part of your relationship and you cannot, be with somebody and you're not sexually satisfied, I would say leave, because you're not going to be happy in that relationship. And you don't get to that point where, okay, I'm going to find that sexual pleasure somewhere else. You don't want to. You don't want to, betray your partner. So you would want to, if you guys talked about it, use everything, then it's either you guys need to separate or even maybe seek counseling, like a sex therapy, if there's something that's not connecting with you guys. And I recently discovered intimacy yoga.
I've seen those videos. Yeah.
That is extremely interesting. That can probably be something that you'd want to tap into and look into to see if you need to do some sort of tantra yoga to help you guys open up in a different way than you guys have never really tapped into.
Yeah, I was talking to Nasia about all of these tantric massages and Kama Sutra. Listen, the Kama Sutra folks got us beat because they got 5,000 ways for orgasm. Okay, I want no parts. But all these tantric massages and Kama Sutra positions, there's literally a plethora of ways to do things. And if the ultimate goal is to get to the big O for you, then like Junie's saying, you gotta know your body, do your research, read your books, go to therapy, and keep going till you can't go no more.
Yeah,
right. If he's a good guy, then why not? Why not? Give him at least a whirl just to see everything you've done, everything. After that, then you make your decision.
Yeah, exactly. Just go through everything, and if you went through all of these and it's just not working, then it's time to say peace.
So, earlier you did touch on like G-spot orgasms and G-spots in both men and women. And there's always this big chase to the G-spot. It's like a mythical creature. It's a unicorn. Like everybody's trying to figure out, what this G-spot is and how do we get it in, where is it? And there's a lot of like another, myths around it. Like, do you really need a curved penis to get to your G-spot? Like, angles and positions. Can you give us some more insight on this G-spot stuff?
Well, the G-spot is not really hard to find. It's not hard to find. And if you know where your G-spot is, just tell your partner, like, that's where my G-spot is. go there. That's for men and women. But like, hey, I like it this way. I like it in this position. There, like I said, there are many positions that not necessarily, not every woman is the same. Certain positions, some women, for me, like they do like the back door, doggy style. That's the position that, you know, some women, they get off of that. For some women, it's like, no, I need to have my clitoris stimulated because doggy style doesn't do anything for them. If they're not a vaginal orgasm, a vaginal comer, that's just like, okay, he's getting his, and I'm just there trying to do my thing. But there's women that they have to do like the spooning position, queen of the castle. There's others. There's the cowgirl. All those different positions. You have to know what position works for you. So try different positions. Or if you know what your D spot is, tell your partner, this is my D spot. And I know someone be like, oh, if you have penis, I like it this way. It hits that D spot. Hey, if you got that one that has the curve and that D spot, you good. You good money. You straight. You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, tell them which position works for you to get to that D spot. Tell them my D spot is here, to the left, to the right, up north, you know, and let them know where the G spot. Just communicate with your partner and let them know, like, this is what I like. This is where it is. So we can have nice intimacy, you know, time with each other.
I've always wondered though, like if you're in doggy position and you get a vaginal orgasm, but you also were stimulating your clit, like between, you know what I'm saying? Like you were reaching down and stimulating your clit and you was getting penetrated. Which one did you have? Because you don't know, because everything's just hitting you all at once.
It's
like a combination. It's like a TKO. Finish him. You know?
If you've done it doggy style before and you didn't use a toy, something to stimulate your clitoris, and he comes or whatever, then that means you're not a vaginal cum. But if you need that toy to stimulate it while he's going back there, then you're a clitoral stimulator. You like your clitoris stimulated for you to get that orgasm.
Exactly.
That is ultimate for me. Put a little bullet there, back there.
Yeah. Guaranteed multiples. You're getting them back to back. You just ride that wave. You just ride that wave. Ride the wave. All right.
Well, the question is though, even with that such thing, is what if the size matter to get to the G spot? Like, you know, well, you know, he ain't really packing here.
The size matter in general?
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. It's more of like how he's stroking and hitting it. I don't know about somebody who went to, I have no idea how that's gonna work. He'll just probably just give you that clitoral stimulation. You know what I mean? But from what I've heard in my experience, size, not really, is how you're stroking that area, stroking it and moving it and knowing how to like get that angle. Because sometimes he can be 20 inches. Well, I don't know if anybody had that, but he can be like that. It's not doing a darn thing for you. It's just pain and no pleasure. He can be 6 inches and he can have a nice good girth and he's hit every single point and you're like, holy Jesus, you know? So size, yes and no, but if he knows what he's doing, his size don't matter.
Yeah, I agree.
And if he doesn't know what he's doing, you're not going to be pleased.
No, absolutely not.
But you can teach him.
Yes, you got to teach them. Like, bro, this is what I like. Yeah. Like, this is a bit, I don't know what any other girl that you was with, but this girl likes it this way. Let's try. Let's do it.
Facts. Period.
Like, there's a lot of communication has to happen. Not so much size or anything like that. It's more so just communicate to your man or, you know, your partner or your man or woman or whatever, and let them know what's going to get you to the point.
Exactly. And that connection, you got to have that connection with your partner. You can't just, you know, like, my thing is huge and you think you're going to lay it down and then you're just like, this is nothing.
Yeah. Been there.
All the brothers who don't have all of it, you know, if you watch the show,
if he have all of it, everything needs to be at 1,000.
Period.
You gotta be, everything has to be on point. You gotta hit every other point if you cannot deliver in that department.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 200% agree, girl. 200%. Well, we're gonna wind it down. Yes. And we want to thank Junie for giving us the,
the TT.
Junie, tell them where they can reach you at, where we can get these products to spice up the bedroom, because that's what we need. And 2020 was crazy. So 2021, we got to make the bedroom crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Pop. Okay. Like 2020 was popping. But go ahead, Junie. Tell them how
my website is www.junielicious.com. And you can find me on Instagram at junielicious_pure romance. And you can also join my Facebook. My name is Junie Sylvain. Join my Facebook. And ladies, you can join my private group on my Facebook page, where I have memes on there. I have sexual tips on there, product sales, and much more.
I love the group. Just a plug in. I love the group. It's so funny. All the sexual things you could do and laugh and joke.
Happy you love
ladies. But go ahead.
So yes, you can find me on all those platforms as well. I am gonna, open up a clubhouse, just to talk about, sexual tips.
Sign me up.
Make sure she's on the stage, Junie. Make sure she's on the stage.
I got you, Tosh. So I am gonna
topic.
I still gotta understand how that whole clubhouse works.
Yeah.
Like, have it, and then I'm just like, okay, now what do I do with it? So because it's conversation, there's like time and stuff like that. So I just got to get myself acclimated to the clubhouse, and then I will start having those clubhouse little meetings, and there's different topics to talk about, and for everyone, even men and women, to freely talk about certain things that they want to talk about.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because we need
open dialogue. Open dialogue.
People don't shy away from sex, especially our ladies. Men sometimes are open, but ladies, don't shy away from sex. It's your body. You're taking it to the grave. Make it fun. Make it work for you. Leave satisfied.
Always.
I agree.
Always. Gotta be satisfied.
Let's normalize women being pleasured in the bedroom. Let's normalize women going after what we want. Let's normalize we're not just here for the men's use. Let's normalize us getting ours.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And very important, because sometimes women forget that it's not just them that's getting pleasured, it's the both of you guys getting pleasured. You have to tell that I want to get mine just as much as you want to get yours. I want to get mine too. I want to have fun. I want to have orgasm to the point I scream off the top of my lungs and my neighbors down the block hear me. You know what I mean?
Well, you're exhausted. That orgasm, when you finish, your head hurts. You just lay there lethargic, like you can't even move because your brain, you just feel so drained. You're like, what the fuck happened?
Yes.
Stress reliever. It's been stressful this year.
I have a hard day at work. I want you to just come here, take my pants off, and your head is down there, and I'm just feel like, what happened today? Nothing happened.
Yeah,
I'm home. I got you.
Well, doctors will tell you too. It's great for exercise and burning calories. And when you have orgasm, you release all of these endorphins, and it's great all around for your mental health, your wealth, everything.
Okay? Yeah,
exactly.
So get you some sex, but make sure it's safe out there in the streets too.
Safe, yes. It's pleasurable.
You don't want anything bad, but we're gonna wind it down.
Condom, schmondom, whatever. I'm joking. Nothing. Cut that.
I edited it out. Well, you gotta keep wrapping up because sometimes people running around with more than corona. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so wrap it up.
Corona.
Yes. More than corona. Okay?
Exactly.
Ain't no vaccine for what they giving out for some of them.
Sure ain't. Sure ain't. So as we all know, it is February. It is Black History Month, and it's Valentine's Day. And since we are bringing to you this very sexy episode, as we're talking about sex tips and tricks, we thought we'd highlight a member of our African American community. Okay, our native Trinidadian. Okay, sex doctor, sexologist. She's a certified psychologist and sexologist, none other than Miss Shan Boudrin. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Shan, she has over 14 million YouTube views as she discusses all things sex in the African American community and every other community as well. And she's all about, women empowerment. She's a sex ambassador. She's also an AIDS ambassador. And her tagline for her Instagram bio says, she is an intimacy educator who teaches people to be more competent and confident, kind of like a Dr. Ruth meets Rihanna. So shout out to Shan. Thank you for all that you're doing in our community, raising sexual awareness. Okay.
So we're going to wind it down. Tosh, what you want to tell the people?
Yes, so we want to thank our very special guest, Ms. Junie Sylvain, for joining us, sharing us with the hot new toys in the market. Get you the card game. Sign me up, Junie. I'm going to be in your inbox right now. Your PayPal still the same? I got you, girl. I'm coming for them cards. And as always, like the video, share it with your friends and families, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be updated on when we drop brand new episodes like today's. And as always, it's the same time, it's the same place, it's the same show, and we're out.
Bye, y'all.